one part that I've noticed about live streaming is you have to be able to host as if it's a show, because it's a real show.
Yeah.
You know, people are tuning in at the time that you're entertaining them. There's no pauses. There's no commercial breaks. There's no time to, oh shit, sorry, I don't know if I need to.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, there's no time for you to be like, oh, the camera's out of, and it's not in the way, or it's not focused. You have to be able to just keep the show rolling.
Yep.
You know, that's one thing that I had to learn as well. The platform is going, like, it's running nonstop. So yeah,
Especially with the technical difficulties, because now you have to improvise, you have to be funny while the camera's not working. You know.
Oh my god, bro, funny like it's, you got a crowd of people watching you, but streaming is one of those platforms where you're talking to yourself and you're talking out loud.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're just hoping that it entertains the viewer. But when you segment it as a show, you're able to capture the attention for a segment, so you can entertain on that topic, and whatever happens, whatever is whatever happens.
Yeah.
As long as you get that segment out the way, you can pretty much assure yourself, oh, I've entertained them for this period. I can now move along and kind of fix out whatever I need to fix.
Same, like, especially with the actual show itself. Like, sometimes on streaming, there is no one that's like, there's someone watching, but they will not engage in you.
Yeah.
But they'll watch you for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
But they just won't engage with you at all. So you're just their
bro.
TV.
Yeah, TV, like, growing up on TV has made me realize, like, wow, this shit is not easy, man. Like, you have a group of professionals that are obviously producing this show. They've got the technical side complete. They've got the entertainment side. They've got the topic of content, the category of industry or genre of entertainment that they're in. All of that is synonymous to what the person is viewing. But behind the scenes, there's so much that goes into it. Being the one person that has to deal with all of that, it makes you feel like you're nitpicking, or you're being too picky, or you're trying to fit into a scheme. But realistically, because I've grown up on TV, you know how it is to entertain people for at least 30-minute period.
Yeah.
Like, retention nowadays is very short. Back when it was on TV, I had like 15 minutes to watch it before the ad cut in.
Yeah.
You know, and if the ad, let's say the ad is rolling, the commercials are rolling, and my mom comes in the room, that means she can really just turn the channel and I can't watch that shit anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I had that 15 minutes to be like, okay, let me know if this is something I want to watch before the ads kick in, or otherwise I'm going to lose my position and have to do something else. So that's why I kind of treat it the same on my stream. It's like, if I don't get it segmented, or if I don't find a period where I know what I'm going to say, or I know what concept we're going to develop on the stream, I'm really just wasting people's time. And I need to be able to do that in a manner that doesn't feel like that, so that they retain enough of my entertainment to come back for more.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing that I find damn bridging right now. You know, retention in terms of how long they're watching, but why they're watching. Because people that come to the stream, they know you for who you are. The streaming is like, you're showcasing yourself. You're not really showcasing, well, hopefully, in time, I'm showcasing talent. I'm showcasing a lot more personality, people that have ideas. But as a host, you're showcasing your personality for the brand, for the product, because they want to see you before they see the product. Yeah. You know, so that's where it's like, it's a fine line for me.
So would you, like, first of all, welcome to the show, right?
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
I'm very happy that you're the number one, like, a first guest, right? So the question is, would you now identify yourself as a full-time streamer? Or, like, if for people that don't know you and it's the first time, like, them watching you and seeing your face, who are you and what exactly do you do?
So I'm Francisco, go by various titles. I'll probably be known with Franizzlemanizz, which is one of my outlets on YouTube. I say outlet, but it's just one of my titles on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitch. I'm a variety streamer, I'm a variety content creator, so I don't like to limit myself, because I enjoy all forms of content. I enjoy all genres of entertainment, like I was bringing up. I like documentaries, I like short films. I like to be educated, but I also like to be entertained, you know? And for me, it's a variety of different media. So there's print, there's photos, there's videos, there's music. There's a lot of things that I like to develop within myself that I enjoy, I enjoy indulging from other people. So, like, for yourself, if you're a multi-creative, if you're an artist, if you're a painter, if you're somebody that develops, I don't know, graphics or whatever, seeing your process makes me acknowledge, like my interest in it because it's the process that I'm like attaching myself to. So that's why I kind of that's when so how do I say that's why I resonate with myself majority. It's like my interests are so like this, they're diverse. I don't really have a lane yet. I'm into a lot of things.
Yeah, so you would classify yourself more as a creator in love with the journey rather than the actual a certain label.
Yeah, and obviously that just that alone has taken a long time for me to kind of realize as well. Because at first you kind of just pick up a camera and think, oh, I like making videos, and then you realize, oh, you hate editing. So how much of video making do you actually love? You know, like you know, you could also just you could enjoy the process of having a video, but the video is not what you actually like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I've learned that through this journey a lot of time. Is I started recording stuff back in school. I never dropped it. You know, up in college, I was still recording stuff, videos, and never dropped it. I was taking time to edit, develop ideas, watching short films, watching all this, but I never dropped it. The process was keeping me in that loop of, oh, I've got an idea, let me create on it. But that search of perfection has kind of just cut me off in terms of my rate of actually growing in that. So for me, it's like I'm used to jumping from idea to idea because I'm so interested in a lot of things. I'm interested in rather the process than the final image. So for me, it's like, as an artist, if I can connect to you through your music, but for me, it's like your music does something for me visually than it does for me musically.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to have a deeper attachment to that. And it's going to make me move differently in my videos, even though it's completely unrelated, you know? So for me, that's why I consider myself a multi-creative, because there's so many different things that I pick from different mediums that influence who I am, and it's usually me who I'm expressing as. It's not really the medium that I'm choosing.
Yeah,
you know. So I hang around with a lot of artists. I stay in the studio a lot. I don't really make music, you know, but I definitely have musical ideas.
Yeah, you are into music because like I saw one of your streams that where you reacted for the Moose.
The
24
hours. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I really like to do is just I like to bring awareness to people that are obviously they're working. You know, these mediums that we appreciate our friends in. Of course, they're just creative ideas, but these are mediums that they're speaking through. Like you have to be able to dive deeper and just understand like the process, not just the process, but the language that they're using.
Yeah,
you know,
like the one thing I absolutely loved about you is the fact that you're linking with your own diversification, where like you want to diversify, try like a little bit of everything and enjoy the process.
Yeah, and
you even push other artists to do it, because there's one quote what you said on the stream where like, Moose, if you're not on Apple Music, I swear. And you're just so like, straight away you looked it up. He's on Apple Music.
He is.
And straight away, like you got so happy for him because he's diversifying, like you.
Yeah, it's about spreading. It's about, well, not to be too harsh, but it's about dividing and conquering, isn't it? It's about being able to view yourself in so many different communities, platforms as it is, channels as it may be, and using that language to show people who you are. You know, I feel like, especially in the age that we live in, there's so many places for you to showcase who you are. You know, if you are somebody that exists in the media, the music industry, you've got countless of ways. You can express yourself through videos, music videos. You can express yourself on the radio. You can express yourself on a commercial. You can express yourself on a song. You can express yourself on a poem. All of that, and you can say the exact same thing on all of those different mediums and all those different channels. But the essential part is that it's bringing it back to you.
Yeah,
you know. So for me, it's like just that acknowledgement again. It's like people are putting this process out for you to review, you know, and it's not. It's very personal. It's not face value. You know, Moose being on Apple Music is more than me just seeing his name. It's me understanding that Moose has a drive to be on this app. You know, Moose has a voice that he wants to be, like, he wants people to hear. So that's me acknowledging that and actually appreciating it, because I would do the same for me.
He's willing to kind of go through that character development.
Yeah.
One big, the biggest sort like that I understand from the music industry is Tupac.
Yeah.
So Tupac studied himself on the Shakespeare and poetry. He also studied when it comes to acting. So he did acting, and that, even though it does seem like a separate creative completely, it still helped him grow as an artist in the music scene.
Yeah, that's it. It's like building a deeper interest with yourself allows your expression to, you know, I guess cover a lot of area.
Yeah.
You know, because
So
yeah.
with your streams, you do a lot of reactions. You do reactions to a lot of different elements. You did some for music. You did some for games. As far as I know, you're a very big fan of Dead Space.
Oh, love it, man. I love horror games.
Did you get to play the Callisto?
I did, yes. I even tried to play it on stream, but my system wouldn't allow that. I'm a big fan of survival games. You know, I feel like it, without having to push you in that survival mode, doesn't it? It gets you to think on your feet. And all of these situations are too extreme for us to actually exist in. So it's fun. You know, it allows me to kind of breathe almost. It's like, I don't really need to think about anything else but survive.
Yeah.
So that's why I like those games, you know, and it's fun to run around like in the dark and be scared sometimes. You know, I like horror games.
It's like relaxing but active at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it's provoking, and if anything, it's like you actually feel like somebody's like chilling down your spine type of thing. But reacting for me is like like I said, the Musa example that you brought. It's just about when you see the final image or the final product that somebody's put out. Me watching somebody's video, or me listening to somebody's song, it's just part of what they went through. You know, that's why it's like, for me, it's like I'm building on that myself, because I can only imagine what I don't know.
Yeah. You're getting a glimpse of reality for what they showcase you, even though that glimpse has been brewing for years.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I don't know if you know this, but that's actually one of your quotes. Right.
Yeah.
So in one of the streams that you've been watching about reacting to 100 3D renders of what's
Clinton Jones.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy, man.
So one of your quotes that you have when you were like watching it is the fact that you said that it takes hours, if not years, for someone to structure that level of like reality just for us to get that glimpse of 5 seconds.
5 seconds, man. 5 seconds. And I find that absolutely insane, you know, because time for me is it's a construct, but time for me exists only for one person. I do think time exists for God, you know, because there's only so much that we can have reign on in this lifetime. It's so short. Time doesn't actually exist for us. And in this space, so many people can create a world where only this idea exists. We're living in somebody's idea, you know, socially, systemically. These are all somebody's ideas, right? But time is one construct that allows it to remain for ages without it being changed, without it being developed. But the time that it was developed remains like it's untouched. And with Clinton Jones, one thing that I fell in love with was obviously there's no backstory. There's no analysis. There's just the reality you're seeing, right? And of course, these are all digitalized. These are all fantasy, but you're looking at these things move. You're looking at these things as if they're real. They're not real for more than 5 seconds. But if you're the creator, Clinton Jones, these are happening for you all the time. Like you exist in these places all the time. And it's something that I think is synonymous with other mediums as well. Music, arts, podcasting. Like an idea doesn't just stick with you for the 2 seconds. It comes back over and over again until either you act on it and put it somewhere, or until it leaves and goes to somebody else.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because this podcast has the original idea sparked in January 2023.
God damn, bro.
So that's the idea. The original name for this was Rags to Riches. And it was basically the concept, like I told you, of finding young entrepreneurs, young people in the creative industry to learn about their struggles now and learn about the journey, and then see how much they grow over the years.
Yeah.
So that was the original idea. The seed got been implanted in January 2023. And we just kept working behind the scenes. And then luckily, God willing, we got the studio, and
God is the greatest.
God is good.
God is good all the time. God is good, man. It's incredible to imagine the type of tribulations that people went through to get us all this stuff that we've got in here, for us to be able to put into use now.
Yeah.
You know, these ideas that we're using, like I said, we're living through a lot of people's ideas. Everything that we're using was somebody's idea. your creativity is a spark of greatness. That greatness that God has allowed us, creativity is an incredible use of free will.
Mm.
You're taking the essence of nothing and turning it into something. There's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
Which is why the art of gratitude is so important, because you're bringing back attention to what gave it to you, what gave you the essence to create, what gave you the essence to even think. Being grateful is kind of, being creative is kind of an act of gratitude, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like it's an excellent use of free will, but also you're allowing kind of allowing God to speak through you. If that makes sense. It's a very touching experience, whether it's something deep as music or spiritually like provoking. Can be something like an interview, like just asking questions, getting to know somebody can give you that same feeling. And I guess for me, this felt like it is that essence of God just being like, yo, you can connect with somebody right now, so just do it.
Yeah, like you said, like it's about God's will of being fruitful. So being creative allows you to be more fruitful, so you can spread the actual knowledge and the inspiration. I know that when I was younger, when I was 16, 15, I would look at kids like the KSI, Sidemen, things like that. And I would look at them and be like, these guys are so cool.
Yeah.
Right. And then now we grow older and it's like, wait, we are in that position now where someone's looking down, younger, looking up at us, being like, I want to be like these guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like giving back. It's a consistent kind of circle.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said about gratitude, would you say that gratitude is one of your key elements that helped you go through tough times?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I think bringing back the attention to where you could have been if things went worse, if things were worse, bringing attention to that really puts you back in place. I think we need that. As people, we need a reset. We need a time to be checked. Like, yo, listen, all of this stuff that's happening now is best case scenario. For one, you could be dead. Second of all, there's people living in terms worse than you. And certain things, it's like they're not even experiencing the little things in their life that you got. So gratitude is just a place for me to come back and really think like perfection is not real. Perfection is not real. It's what I do with my means that brings that perfection. It makes the times that I'm living in, the times for me, the best time ever. If that makes sense. The time is now.
Yeah.
Because there is no better time than now. Because all the other times that have existed didn't lead to this point.
Yeah.
They all exist in my mind. So for one, I shouldn't even be there. I should be thinking about what I can do with this moment. And if I'm not grateful in this very moment, then all of those are all those bad situations that I escaped. I should have fallen. I should have fallen on those bad days if I'm not grateful right now. We survive 100% of all of our bad days. It's something that I always think about. There's not been a single bad day that everybody up until this moment has thought, oh, I can't do it, because you woke up again.
Yeah.
The sun rose again. You felt the sun again. It's a good day. It turned out to be a good day after all because you were able to lay your head. There's obviously going to be experiences and conditions that people can't validate or they can't appreciate because of who they are, because of what they've come through, because of what they're currently going through. That's okay. For one part, that's a part of life. It's not always meant to be sunshine. It's not always meant to be good times. The bad times exist as much as the good times, and they're supposed to. And using both in balance is about chemistry. It's about how the chemistry you have and the dynamic you have with your life and the dynamic you have, I'm going to say, with your God, especially, because that connection to God is everything when it comes to creativity, when it comes to dynamic of your work, your interest. That connection there, you can't miss that connection, because you need to resonate, you need to review. I've been through a lot. There's still that force helping me get past this every day, whether I'm giving attention to it or not. Like, they are there. He is there. He has always been there. If I don't give the proper respect or due to the efforts that they've put in for me in my behalf, then everything that I've been through has just been for a joke. I can't be taken for a joke, man, out here. I have God on my side, and he's been there every single day, showing up early. I'm still asleep. He's there clocking in, making sure that at least when I wake up, the first thing I think about is something important.
Yeah.
you know, and then whether it's that gratitude, whether you wake up with that idea bursting, like, okay, I've got an idea to create something, you gotta give thanks, man. You got to, because people make it out of terrible situation, and you're starting from a great place. You know, I can say that personally. Like, my parents worked very hard. You know, I'm starting at a great place. If I can't see the value in that and say thank you from the start, I'm saying fuck you to everything they went through for me.
Yeah.
So gratitude for me is a driving force. It's something that's very important into my creation, because it allows me to stay away from perfection. Because for me, perfection is procrastination. You know, I fall in love with the efforts that I make rather than the result I chase. You know, so as soon as I feel like I've done enough, I'll sit back and I'll let it go.
I like that. I like that. That's a nice kind of way of thinking about it, where you focus on the effort. Have you put your 100% into it?
Yeah.
If you have, that's it. It's not in your power to make it grow, make it fall. Let it go.
Also, I apologize if I run on tangents. It's just my mind runs at like
no, because it links. Like the one thing you said about like the bad days, you live through every single bad day, is also links to like a quote I heard like a while ago, which is you don't remember the good days until they're over. You're always like looking back. If when I was 19, life was good. When I was 25, life was good. When I was 7, when I was 30, when I was 80, like you're always looking back, being life was good.
Yeah.
But life is good now.
Life is great now. You're breathing, you know. The quality of life is not to be mistaken, you know. There's people that live with less and like they accept and they appreciate more, you know. And it's that's another quote. It's funny how the richest are actually the poor people. The poor are actually the richest in the world, because they don't need anything. Well, it's not that they don't need anything. They don't chase everything in the world to be happy. They get what they can and make everything they need, you know? And I feel like when you put a value on your happiness, or when you put a value on what it means for you to feel complete, even in your creativity, if you're so focused on the final image, you'll never reach it.
Yeah.
You'll never get there. You'll still be picking all the small details until it feels like that perfect image, but you know you won't really reach that. You know, so that's why I think that's why I say gratitude is my biggest driving force.
So I have a quick question, right? So regarding your name, you changed it quite a while ago.
Change it all the time.
You are consistently evolving and consistently adapting.
Yeah.
So what made you go into why you?
Oh, why you is I'm always having that dialogue with myself, especially on camera, especially when I'm in a conversation. I'm always in that question of who am I uninterrupted, and why you? Like, I'm also asking that question back at the person that I'm talking to, you know, even when I'm talking to myself, you know, because for me, I feel like I've played a lot of characters in my life because of the things that I was driven to do at those times. For example, the music, the modeling, the art, the videos, all of those for me felt like different people. You know, I feel like I have to speak to those people now. Like, even though they were me, it's like I'm not in the mindset of what it was for me to do videos 2 years ago. You know, it's calling for me. It's a different calling for me to do such videos now. You know, so it's almost like I have to dial back and think like, okay, think about who I was at the time to be able to execute on that level. But evolution for me has kind of been, I'm also used to people getting my name wrong, you know, so I'm always like changing my name up, or I'm always identifying as.
Is it like a question of like, why you can't pronounce my name?
Yeah, it's like if my identity is not as precise as I think it is, I'm gonna make it so obscure that you're gonna ask over and over again. You know, until the question, you don't even care anymore. You don't care about my identity. You just care about whatever I'm talking about. You know, so what driven me to why you, outside of the acronym, who am I uninterrupted, was really just, I feel like I was very lost at a time in terms of, I'm always wondering why is the world a certain way? Like, why are people always driven towards this way of life? Why are they never putting attention into inside? Why are they never putting attention to their faith? Why are they never, never, but it feels like that. You know, it feels like more and more we're driving away from the most important thing. faith, the community, the love for what we do instead of the result of what we do. All those things I feel like are fading away. So I feel like I've always asked the questions like why and who am I uninterrupted, as far as who am I at the stage like I've made it all. I've done everything I wanted to do. Like who am I at that point? Because I'm not the same person. I can't say today the guy you're interviewing will sound or look the same as the person in 5 years' time when I've done all the stuff that I wanted to do. So I'm asking myself now, who does that person look like? And why is it that person? You know, why is it that person? Why isn't that person into the same interests as I am now? If I'm the same person, just trying to get into a better place, whether it's socially, financially, creatively, like, why doesn't that person? Why doesn't me exist in that seat? Do you get what I'm saying?
Like, why are you not existing like that individual 5 years from now in the present moment?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all of the important stuff, like all the bad days that are gonna occur up until that moment, they max out all the good days. Because like you said, you don't remember the good days until they're gone, you know? And you can't put a value on the experiences that take you to that level, because they're gonna happen so fast that you're gonna forget to actually sit down and really think about it. These are the key moments in your journey that take you to level 1 to level 5, you know? And if level 1 was so important to you, you wouldn't think about level 5, because you would always stay at level 1.
Yeah.
You would always be there. So why am I thinking about level 5 as a level 1? Is because the journey still exists whether I take it or not.
Yeah. No, like the thing is that about the difficulties, like it just hit me with the fact of my problems that I had 3 years ago are nothing compared to what I'm going through now.
Niche.
Like there's the smallest of the small.
Niche.
So like in 5 years' time, the problems that I'm going to be facing are going to be painfully like unimaginable at the moment.
Bro. They're gonna be a headache, but it's something my friend she said to me yesterday. You can't complain about having a full plate when you've been wanting to eat.
Yeah. That's a bar.
It is, bro. It's all rap. It's all rap, but it's true, because you're meant to be aware of the status of life that you're at, the stage of life that you're at, and to know where you want to go is even more important. But planning takes all of that stress away from the journey, how it's going to happen, where you're going to go, is it going to work out? Planning is key. That's why I say, why you? Because I need to dive into developing what the plan is rather than developing what the idea of me settled, me rich, that idea isn't real until I develop the plan to get there.
Yeah. You're not focusing on spray and pray. You're focusing on actually like aim and be more
precise,
accurate and
absolutely,
accurate.
Absolutely. Like steps like these, like they don't need to take a lot from what we're doing at the moment because of how far they're going to shoot us. You know, all you need to do in this life is try, and that day one, because that one day becomes day one.
Yeah,
you know, one day you're dreaming about this, but you need to be able to live in means that reach you there, instead of having to always imagine it. Because if you're in a space where you can do so much with your time, but majority of it is thinking about level 5, you're not actually getting any closer to it.
Yeah.
But the acronym YU obviously is a question, why you, and who am I uninterrupted is more of an intrinsic question. You're meant to break down your character, and you're meant to break down how your expression matters to you. So as a multi-creative myself, I don't find myself in one niche. I find myself using all of those in a broad expression on paper.
Yeah.
You know?
So with, let's say, like someone is, let's say 15, they're looking to get into either streaming or again into modeling.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them? Like, what would be the steps to be? Is it networking? Is it just go and then don't look back? Like, what would it be?
One thing about all these industries that are oversaturated with people that you want to look like, or people that are so successful, it's saturated. There's going to be successful in any field you find. So the best thing I would do is mimic who you don't see. Be who you be. Kind of be the, I don't know how to explain it.
Be the anomaly.
Yes, be the anomaly. Make this idea that is not popular, you know? bring attention to yourself. Be the idea that sparks other people to be themselves. Because if everyone follows the same formula, then it just becomes one place for this. And streaming and modeling is competitive as it is, especially streaming nowadays. Modeling has been competitive for the past couple decades. You know, the best thing you should do in terms of whether you want to start or not is find the truest way for you to look at yourself as a model or look at yourself as a streamer. Don't look at what everyone else is doing and try and mimic that. See how you can exist on the platform every day as yourself. See how you can exist on your Instagram page or on other people's feeds as yourself rather than a model.
Yeah.
Taking all the qualities that these professional streamers, these professional models have, using that and relating it to yourself will get you further reach than actually just following a model handbook, following a streamer handbook. Because you learn all the technicality, you learn all the skills, you learn all the poses, you learn how to run OBS, you learn all this, but you still have to translate it in a way that makes people remember that it's you.
Yeah.
You know, because
this is the years for that 5 seconds.
Exactly, bro. This is just a small clip. This is just a small short form TikTok before all the catalog is released. Like, there's so much more for people to see. And it's not about you being ahead of time. It's about you bringing people into the present with you.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much attention that you can hold now. People will always be able to come back. Yep. Things on the internet live forever. Like, we're just now getting to see that with this AI shit. You know, there's stuff that AI uses, references from years ago that aren't valid, that they're picking up on to build stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Regardless if it's that deep or not, you got to imagine now who you are today and who you express as today is going to be somebody's inspiration 2-3 years from now. They're going to look at this video and be like, fuck, I need to do better.
Yeah. See, one thing I've noticed regarding that time is that, like, everything that you want to do is more time consuming than you actually think. So even if you're thinking of going to the shop and you're thinking, oh, it's just going to be a 10-minute walk. It's a 10-minute walk, but then you have to get ready, which is 5 minutes. Then you have to, let's say, look for the things that is there in the shop. Let's say it's not there, so you're trying to come up with alternatives. Overall, it's a 30 minutes to 45 minutes. If someone asks, like, hey, can we meet up for a quick coffee? It's never a quick coffee. It's always an hour, 2. Time just flies away.
Yeah.
And what I'm noticing now, like where I am in my kind of journey, is that I need to be very protective of my time.
Yeah.
And
hey, amen, bro. Amen.
Like I'm trying my best to protect my time and not do any sort of. I don't do much social gatherings at all. I eliminated that like a couple of years ago because I just went head down and just focused. But when it comes to like getting calls and be like, oh, could you do this for free? Could you do this? Like, are you happy to do this kind of work? I got to the point where I can now say no to work. Yeah. Now, are you on a similar kind of path where you have opportunities that you see yourself you can conquer that industry, but you're saying no? Yeah.
I think for me, saying no has kind of come from pride and also dignity. I feel like the character that, I wouldn't say character, but the image I have of myself doesn't fit in what they're asking, you know? So to put it in a better example, it's like if there's a client that wants me to showcase their makeup, I don't wear makeup. I'm not going to model for you, unfortunately. So that's a no, you know? Or for example, if you're an artist and you're looking for an actor in your video, but you want me to act in like a romantic scene, I'm gonna say no. You know, that's not something I do.
Yeah.
But in terms of rejecting work or denying work, of course, there's gonna be things that don't align with who I am, and there's gonna be things that don't align with my platform. But I don't like to say no to work, and especially when it comes from a place where like people are just trying to connect their platform to yours. I appreciate that. But at the same time, people are usually, then they haven't started anything. People are coming to you when they don't have anything, and they're trying to get onto what you've built. You know, as much as let's say now we're not even at the top. We're not even at the pinnacle of our success yet, right? But there's so much. People don't realize there's a catalog of work that me and Camille have done. Like there's a lot that we've experienced in times of our drive. The Time Nation's brought us far. Like, this is not the first time we're meeting. You know, we've met on various occasions.
The first time we met, I think, was 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and it was with Rudis.
Yeah.
And it was with Rudis.
Shout out.
And the craziest thing is, regardless of how that situation would have went, I would have absolutely expected to be in the same room with you again because of the drive and because of the kind of the discipline that's taken for you to even exist in these spaces and still be able to contact artists. You still have a hand in the industries, like the creative industry, as much as financial sectors, as far as retail, like retail. What's it called again?
Business, economics, I don't know.
Property, property, business, web design. You're a multifaceted entrepreneur, and to be able to still have your foot in and hand out to people in the creative industry is deep to me, because those industries work hand in hand, but they're also very, very different.
Yeah,
and they operate completely different.
See, that's the one thing I kind of noticed, right? I've studied Gary Vee. I'm sure you know, like, I've studied him for the past, I want to say 10 years. And he's all about providing value, giving back the value for free, because he's building that legacy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they want to kind of block you on a paywall. But I've noticed that throughout my whole journey, I haven't invested anything regarding the education.
Yeah.
I went to uni for 3 months and dropped out, right? That was the only big investment. But really, like, I just put in the work, and that work paid off, and everything was free.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of what I want to, like, provide for others as well. Like, if I have knowledge and I can share the knowledge, whether that's through marketing, whether that's through business, property, whatever it is, you winning is not taking them away from my win.
Absolutely not, man.
Like, you winning makes me more motivated. Like, if this guy can win, I can win.
You can win too, bro. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like having existed in that space with you in terms of Rudis and having the events go through and then hearing about you evolve into property it's taken me a minute to realize, like, I don't have to just exist in this one space as well.
Yeah.
You know, my interests don't limit me to this medium of being creative. I can take my interest in my education out to these industries as well. I may not be as intellectually developed, or I might not be as, savvy in terms of jargon and all this stuff, but I understand right from wrong, and I understand what's beneficial to both parties.
That's the thing. Like, I always say, when someone asks me about sales, because that's like what I wanted to master when I was younger, is the people you sell to, I won't be able to sell to, and the people I sell to, probably you won't be able to sell to. And that's purely because you've got a unique selling point, your background, your upbringing. You, let's say, tasted lemons, and you know the bitter taste, and someone else who tasted lemons know that bitter taste.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, that's an analogy, bro. Yeah, we need, yes.
So, like,
that's correct.
That's what I mean. Like, so, and if I never tasted lemons, I can imagine the lemon. I can believe that, okay, like, this lemon will be this. It will make my face look like this. But everything that I'm trying to mimic will be false.
Yeah.
But if I tasted oranges and you haven't, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And I can share it with people that also tasted oranges. And even though we have that one build, like, what I like to see is with artists and with, like, entrepreneurs, I always say, when I see someone like yourself and I see the drive in their eye, I always say, like, I'll see you in the future.
Yeah.
And now it's up to you to meet me there.
Yes.
Like, it's not me.
Boy, oh boy.
So, like, I know I'm going to be in Dubai. I'm going to be here, like, high end, right? If you're not, that's on you. That's not on me.
Yeah. I'm not responsible for your success.
Yeah.
But I'm responsible for my own, and I'm responsible to be able to continue that same energy. It's a privilege. Don't get it twisted. It's a privilege to be able to sit in a room and speak to Camille in various, like, it's various settings, and we're talking about different stuff all the time. I don't even remember the last time we spoke about being on a podcast.
No, like, I popped out of the blue.
Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like, all it took was him to text me, and it's already happening.
Yeah.
And
it was a week ago.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's a privilege to be able to exist in spaces like these, because you meet people that not only are just like-minded, but they're disciplined in what they want to do. And because they're so disciplined, they get what they want from the experience rather than let the experience get away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, right? That, like, I want to bring back to the given value, right? Sometimes you given value for free, you don't see the impact until years later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the biggest thing that, like, I'm gonna spoil this, right? I'm gonna tell the people, you've done this thing when no one else has done, like for me, which was I posted about my company on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I posted on Instagram. I posted on TikTok. 3 different platforms. You did not see my story on Instagram.
I did not.
You went out of your way from WhatsApp to search up the company.
Yeah, man.
To follow it, to show support.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And this game is like, you need to put your foot in before everybody else does, because the reach is gonna go far. You know, the reach is gonna go far, and it plays a big part in helping that account grow. You know, being able to engage with that platform, it does more than actually just shouting it out.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a shout out helps, you need to be able to engage with the page in order for it to, you know, seek value on the application.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess it's that part of being educated as well. Like, I know you wouldn't put yourself on a platform that you wouldn't do well on, you know? So I see that, and I see that as a confirmation, be like, okay, Camel's going there.
Yeah.
You know, why wouldn't I meet you at the top there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is an invitation for people to support your journey up there. You know, whether they take it on means of sharing it, whether they take it on means of engaging with it, it's not gonna take much for me to just look for it, search it up, follow. It's a button. You know?
It's a small kind of boost, but it gives you so much more connection with that individual.
Yeah.
And there's so many different artists. But speaking of like this, as much as there's so many different artists, there's also so many different time wasters.
Oh yeah.
You meet people, they've got big dreams, big goals. 6 months later, they haven't done nothing. And like, so what about this thing that you wanted to do? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm still doing it. Okay, 6 months later, so what about this thing? Still doing it.
Yeah.
And then just consistently in their minds, they're thinking they're so far ahead.
Yeah.
But I think that's when, like, your question of like your name, like who am I uninterrupted, where they don't do that self-reflection.
Yeah.
They all just sort of accepted that lie that they put inside their mind, being like, I am this individual, and then just roll with it until they don't even see fruits from it, but they still believe that they're going to be this individual.
Yeah.
Now, there's difference between the delusion, and there's also different between determination. Because if you are determined, you will run through walls to get to your goal.
Definitely.
But delusion is looking at the wall and be like, I'm going to run through it while sitting and doing nothing. And then expect others that ran through it to respect you on the same level as the people that ran through it.
You gotta be real with people, man. That's the comfort of illusion, isn't it? It's the comfort of knowing where you want to be and not actually doing anything. You can be comfortable right now and know where you want to be and not do anything to get you into the place. You know, I feel like being uncomfortable is one of the key things that gets you out of that, because you can't look at your surroundings and be okay with it if you have bigger dreams. You know, as somebody who wasn't born here, I come here and be like, wow, I'm exposed to so much. If I don't make use of it, I'm a bigger fool than anybody I walk past.
Yeah.
You know, even if they are not on the same level as far as utilizing what they've got, the resources, I'm still a bigger fool because I know what I could be doing and I'm still choosing not to, you know? And obviously I only brought up the fact that I wasn't born here just to understand, like, the drive has obviously been through my family as well. You know, I've had to be influenced from what my family do, you know, because none of them are taking things easy.
Yeah.
You know, none of them are taking things easy. They're trying to make sure their quality of life here is exceptional. You know, they're trying to make sure they're safe. They're trying to make sure everybody's got what they need in terms of necessities. And if you just so happen to have a dream, whether it's creatively, whatever, supporting that is the least that we can do. You know, so for me, it's about making up to the efforts that my family have done to get me here. You know, because as much as these dreams mean a lot to me, if I don't show them, then I'm out here doing nothing. You know, it's like you can tell somebody, like you said, I can tell someone 6 months now, yeah, I want to do this. But in 6 months' time, if I don't have some sort of idea developed, or if I'm still on the same concept, it's gonna seem like I'm not doing anything. You know, and if I'm in love with the final result so much, why am I not doing anything to get there?
Yeah.
Why am I still stuck on what it looks like instead of what it looks like to get there? Because the journey is still ahead of me. It hasn't gone past me, you know? Until the result is behind you, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You know, perfection to me is still procrastination though.
So with the journey, kind of, you're looking ahead, you can see yourself growing. You've already grew, like from 5 years ago to now, you grew so much as an individual. But now, where do you see yourself 5 years from here if you were to look forward?
5 years from here, I'd be back in this chair with Camille, and we'll both be in Ask Oki suits, triple breasted. Of course, presidential on the wrist. Quality of life will, of course, be excelsior, to put it at that. But in terms of my craft, it's going to be doing more for people instead of what more for me now. Because that's what we're at the stage of we need to do for self before we can do for others. You know, it's about that. We're at that stage of growth right now where it's like, before people can see the fruit, we have to, you know, we have to grow the seed. So in 5 years' time, I'm hoping that my platform has helped a lot of people gain their engagement, kind of provoke their curiosity and within themselves. At least I'm hoping that, for me at least, I don't consider myself a model, at least not yet anyway. Even when I got signed, I never really consider myself a model because of all the stuff that I do outside of modeling. I still want to exist in those spaces, but I don't want it to be the only thing that I'm known for. I want to be known for storytelling. I want to be known for bridging communities together. You know, I grew up in Leicester around the time where social clubs were still active. You know, after school clubs were still active. There were individuals, there were adults that were putting these resources, these activities in front of kids, in front of parents, in order for them to create a second space. I'm still in the hopes of being able to do that for people. Whether it be in this country or not, I still want to be able to open up a space where people can feel unjudged. You know, they can feel like they can express however they want. They can come for a specific intention, but what they leave with everything they could have wanted in the day. You know, you can come here for every single thing. You can come here for entertainment. You can come here for education. You can come here to learn, or you can come here to laugh. You know, that's why I want my platform to be in about 5 years. And I don't need it to grow to massive numbers, but I need people to know that it's open for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a story that I really resonate with, or I relate to at the moment, I'm sure you know DJ AG online, who's an open format DJ who's been in King's Cross station in London. He's got his DJ deck open, and he's open to artists, individuals who want to come and perform. And that success that he's been able to accumulate hasn't come from him desiring money or fame. It's come from him trying to open up that space.
Yeah.
You know, because of the love of what he does, he's allowed to attract so many people. You know, and these individuals are not necessarily bringing all their platform. They're just bringing their love for what they do. It's about the love for the craft. You know, I can't say that I love what I do if I don't share it to the world.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And for me, it's not about what it does for me or what it does for the world. It's what they do in response. You know, I feel like that's how we put our time on our stamp on history. It's we make the world react to us. We don't react to the world. You know, because
you're the creator, not the consumer.
Yeah, you know, we need to be like the spark. You know, this is the start of everything. For us. You know, but like in 5 years' time, people are gonna be needing this again in somebody else. There's gonna be 2 other people speaking in the same essence that we are in, and they're talking about this is gonna be the first podcast of everything, and then the 5 years for them is something completely different. You know, we just needed to be the stencil, the stencil of what you need to do, how you need to try, what effort you need to put in to be able to reach your dream.
Yeah, like that's what I've noticed, like, and that's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to create this was because I've noticed that my environment, I would speak to people and they just won't get it. They just don't get like me wanting, like, I don't want to buy a yacht for the fact that I want to just be spoiled. But if someone else can, why can't I? Right? Or like if I want to be a multi-millionaire, or if I want to be, let's say, a successful YouTuber, successful streamer, if someone else can, why can't I? And I always had that drive where if another human being has accomplished something, I can do that and more.
And more.
And a lot of people like don't have that, which is why like I wanted to create this platform where I bring people like yourself that you have that drive as well. You looked around and you saw, let's say in the Twitch world, you saw other streamers and you're like, okay, I can do that. You saw the modeling industry, like I can do that.
Yeah.
You saw all the different and creative creatives all around each industry, and you're like, I can do that and more.
Yeah.
Because you add your little spin to it.
Exactly. And it's like we as consumers, we're all, to us, not to the highest degree of consumers, but we consume quite a lot as people nowadays, especially content. We digest a lot of content. And if you're somebody that watches podcasts and you get inspired, you're inspired by what they're talking about, but you're inspired that two people can sit in a room, talk, and you are, as a listener, are engaged in whatever they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about me going on No Jumper. It's not about me going on BBC News. It's about me knowing Camille does a podcast and being like, fuck yeah, I'll come. Fuck yeah, I'll come and join on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Test it out, innit? Test out the waters.
Bro, because you're existing in the space that you're inspired by, you know? And I always say this, existing in spaces, because it's not just us. It's not just me in this room. It's also not just my own thought process that's helping this interview go along. It's primarily yours, you know? Camille is the host, you know? If Camille didn't have questions, we'd be up here talking about anything, you know? So it's about acknowledging that this doesn't happen without both parties. You know, you can't be inspired by a podcast and be like, oh, I'd love to be on a podcast. If one, you don't set it up, if you don't go talk to your friend who does podcasts. Yeah. You know?
Now, one podcast clip which is blowing up on TikTok right now is the 3 British lads just talking about like what's the most earning trade there is, and they just talk about plumbers, and that's it.
Oh yeah.
It's a short snippet, but there was
shit.
That's it. Like there's no like charisma. Not to like hate on anybody. Like love to them. I haven't even looked into like their content whatsoever, so I don't know what they do. But that short clip, it like has went viral, and people maybe that do like their content sees that and goes, you know what, I'm gonna watch them even more.
Yeah.
Because it's specific to them.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they do, if they are consistent with it, they're gonna grow. If they're not, then it is
so
what it is.
be it.
So what is your, like, in the past, let's say year, this year, so we're like halfway through the year, or a little bit over, what was your biggest challenge?
Oh, my biggest challenge in the last year. It's perfection. That's what it was. Perfection. You know, I've had my Twitch page for like 3 years. You know, I started doing well at the start of those 3 years, and then in the last 2 years, I broke. You know, I didn't touch that platform at all. Only until this year, I decided to go back on it. You know, and the reason I was able to come back is because I wasn't looking for the perfect stream. I wasn't looking for the perfect setup. I was streaming in my room at the beginning, you know, but because of my situation has changed, I wasn't able to use my room anymore. I needed to grow out of that space anyway. I was in searching for a new space to be able to obviously stream, have, you know, take care of my creative needs as well, my creative duties like editing, recording, as well as streaming, gaming, graphic designing, all of those. I needed to be able to develop a space where I could be that person to do all that. That was my biggest challenge, and I was able to, you know, accommodate that by getting a new space, which is where I'm streaming in now. That was my biggest challenge, but none of that would have happened if I didn't chase perfection, if I didn't see what I had as less than what I need, you know, because I had everything. You know, I had the microphone, I had the computers, I had the cameras, I had everything I needed to stream. But I didn't feel like I had what everybody else had. And I didn't feel like I had what the top streamers had to be able to call myself a streamer or to be on the platform. And that delayed everything, every single thing.
No, that's something that like really resonates with me, because I've been trying to develop my personal brand for the longest time, but I always focus on my clients more than I focus on myself.
Yeah.
And that's why like this podcast, like when the opportunity came, I jumped on it straight away, because I know that the amount of content we can create from this podcast alone, we can post it everywhere and build that personal brand so that people will be interested. Yeah. Like I don't know if you know, but like a couple of years ago, I even like in an esport team.
Wait, I think I do know that.
So I was playing like COD professionally, right?
Yeah.
And streaming and stuff. So
Bro.
I do like
So
the
you're
amount of.
also a variety content maker. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you can do variety, bro.
yeah. Like I have this saying. Like there's two sayings that really stuck with me. Is one, I want to try everything because I don't know if I don't know if apple pie is my favorite pie if I haven't tried lemon, right? So I prefer to try everything.
Yeah.
But also linking to pie, right? I'm a big foodie. When you eat the whole cake, you get diabetes.
Yeah.
That's why you need to eat it a slice
That's
at a time, but share the slices
Yeah.
as well. So that's why, like, when I have something, I provide value in. Like, I was in property like a couple of years ago, focused on property. Then I went into website development, focused all on that. And now, because I moved away from website development, now going into marketing, I'm back in my element.
Yeah.
And I can now build whatever I need to build.
And the best part about you is that you're able to transcend all those skills into now this medium that you're focusing on. You know, the skills that you got from marketing, skills that you got from property, skills that you got from sales, events, all of that stuff is so functional in every space you exist in, Camille.
It's
funny. You're actually a beast.
No, it's funny you said events because I will be connecting a couple of dots with events. Like we've got events coming up. Like
you see, this guy is like I can't speak for this guy because there's so much to develop outside of what he tells you. Right, it's outside of what Camille tells you.
But the thing
there's a catalog of so much work.
It's all behind the scenes, and it's all behind the scenes where you don't feel the pain. You don't see the actual pain itself. Like, for example, I had people I had employees that worked for me, and like let's say that I had a couple of salespeople, and they were like, "Okay, so when are we gonna get the sale?" Like, it's up to you.
Yeah.
So I was like training them, and I was like motivating them to do appointments, sitting in appointments, and they were like failing.
Yeah.
And then the longest one I had was around 6 months, and then he quit, right? And the thing is, it's like I've been doing sales since 2021, and they're looking at me being like, "I want to be like you."
Yeah.
I'm like, but you haven't seen the 100 of phone calls I was making every single day just to make one sale, selling broadband, selling alarms, selling like property. Everyone wants to be the number one. I'm not number one. Like, I'm far from it. But everybody wants to be the top G, the Andrew Huberman of podcast, Joe Rogan. Like, everyone wants to be the top guy, but they don't want to be the guy that's like eats shit or like just scrapes his face on dirt.
Yeah.
Right? He's just purely eating dirt for the next like 10 years.
Because you see people hear about the 1,000 yeses you get, but they don't see the 1,000 no's.
Yeah.
Or like the 100,000 no's that you get and that you have to push out to get that yes.
Yeah. You know, in sales, we have the saying like, if someone doesn't tell you to fuck off, you haven't asked him. Like, you haven't asked many people.
Yeah.
So your goal is to basically get someone to be so frustrated, like, go away.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes.
That is what it takes, because realistically, frustration can lead to people to two ways. They can either tell you to fuck off, or they can be so frustrated they just want to get over and done with.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've noticed in terms of what I've witnessed in sales. It's like some people really just want you to leave, that they'll actually just accept what you're selling.
Yeah.
You know, you just haven't asked enough.
Yeah. Or the determination as well. Like, I'm sure there's many times where you wanted to get into like with a client, or wanted to get into a certain industry, and you were working so hard, like consistently saying no, until one moment they were like, fine. Just go in.
Since you asked, like, okay, we'll take you on.
You know? Since you asked 50,000 times, we tried to block you, created a new email, we tried to block that, we created a third one. Like that's what it takes.
It does, man. It does. And it's resilience, you know, because God doesn't put you in situations that you can't handle, you know. And if it will take you a while to acknowledge that it wasn't your fault. It was just, you didn't know enough, you know. You have to give yourself grace in knowing that you're built to take on whatever the world throws at you, as long as you want it hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, if you want it hard enough, you can get it.
Yeah. So with that being said, okay, where can people find you if they wanted to be like interested to see your journey? Like, you mentioned streaming, you mentioned you are on YouTube as well. Yeah. Where can people find you to follow your journey?
Come on Twitch, man. Come on Twitch. That's the rawest form you'll find me, you know. Live in the flesh, live in effect is what I like to say, you know. Because on Twitch, it's really a story, you know. if I drop a video, it's a story. If I'm on Twitch, it's a story. On Instagram, I'm usually just gratifying. You know, I'm just gratifying whatever I'm doing. I'm trying to look cool.
Yeah.
You know, but if you come on Twitch, I'm talking about some real shit, and I'm usually dropping gems. You know, I'm usually dropping gems that I've heard probably from you, probably from my next friend. You know, there's nothing that I say or that I do that hasn't come from influence from my circle. You know, because I believe in this thing where it's like if you pay the man next to you to the right, the money just keeps coming back. You're all in flow of energy, like you're in a flow of work. Like you will always be in a space where you are not dependent, but you are useful. You know, you're always useful to the person next to you to the point where if you needed something, you don't have to go far. So come to the Twitch, ask me questions. Like I'm up to all types of stuff on Twitch. You know, we're doing we're gonna be doing IRL streams today because I'm going to see my friend perform.
Awesome.
You know, so we're going to Manchester later on today. I'm gonna be doing IRL streams. If you want to be entertained, that's the stream that you can come to. On my segmented streams, like on a Thursday after 6 p.m., I'll have certain discussions up. I'll talk about certain political events, how they affect me, how they affect what I would imagine how they affect the world. It's really just I'm trying to bring awareness to things that may or may not change your judgment on who you are, you know, and especially the place that you find yourself in this life. Because my journey is just as important as everybody else's, you know, and I don't like to talk about my journey as much if I don't involve what's going on in the world, because I think about all this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know, nothing that's happening in Ukraine isn't, you know, doesn't directly affect me because it will change what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that's happening in Gaza, that's happening in Sudan, that's happening in Congo, some of the stuff that's happening in France, you know, that shit I can't help but not speak about it, because at the end of the day, I may have people that are affected by it, you know, so I have to be able to add these things into my language and able to feel like I'm really myself, because I don't like to talk about nothing.
Yeah.
I don't like to waste people's time unless I'm intentionally doing it.
Yeah. You can also like connect with more people by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can emphasize with them.
Yeah.
Or have empathy for them.
And it's because it's live, it's like you get me, you know, it's like being on the phone call, except sometimes what we're watching might be something that I can't show you in person, or it's something that is so exclusive that you can only watch it here. You can't find it on anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. That's why I'm on Twitch. You know, so come to the Twitch, twitch.tv at Franizzlemanizz. That's where I'll be at, on the road to affiliate very soon. You know, putting in work, got the new space, got the new setup. We're working, and we're gonna have Camille coming on the show very, very soon.
Yeah, like I'm down. Like if it's something to do with like what I'm into, like the reacting to music, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that also like one thing I was listening to, you're reacting to Moose, right? Moose LVN, and for me, it's not my type of music. However, I absolutely love the fact that he thanked God. I looked through the like lyrics.
Yeah.
And it was like, and also the lyrics, what he was saying as well. Everyone's got 24 hours. Yeah. Like it all depends on how you spend it. Yeah. Right? I'm paraphrasing. Like if you want to check it out. Link down below. But yeah, like what he's saying, his message, even though it's not kind of my vibe, I still appreciate. I still love. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. If you're ever like Twitch streaming anytime and I'm available.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like one thing about, like I said earlier, is like I'm trying to segment it like it's a channel. Like if you're on, like imagine if you're on Sky TV, you're browsing through, you know BBC is gonna do news, maybe some sort of safari montages, stuff like that. When you come onto my page, you know we've got live discussions. You know we've got open thoughts. We've got segments of where we're gonna watch something.
Yeah,
we're gonna react to maybe music, a video, or some sort of spoken word, a poem, something that's direct, that can directly influence you at the spot. You know, I've got a whiteboard, so even now as we're talking, I'm imagining bringing Camel over, and he starts drawing some diagrams about success and how you can really pinpoint, or how you can put your format of work onto paper and make it work for you. You know, it's something. It can be as open format as that. You know, it's really just about knowing your audience. Like I don't have an audience, but I know that when I post, people are gonna come to my show, and I want my show to be as useful to everybody as possible. So that means if I'm having Camel over, the people that appreciate Camel for what he does has a space to exist in my stream, because now they know Camel's here once, Camel will come again, and I can assume I'm going to be getting some gems.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's about property, whether it's about business,
very
it's about
business.
all of that, you know, all of that stuff is helpful to a vast amount of people, because there's not a single skill, there's not a single piece of information in business, property, anything that you can't take with you into other venues.
Yeah.
You can't. It's almost endless. All of those skills, all of those strengths that you can take into those industries, you can use elsewhere. And I know that it'll be beneficial. So I thought there was like Omers for a second.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was on my own setup.
You imagine it so well, you're dead.
Yeah,
you're mentally
I honestly
dead.
thought I was on my own stream for a second, because I looked at OBS, I was like, wait, that's not my chair. But yeah, it's like there's no reason as to why I can't see you on my stream, because you bring so much value wherever you go. It's not just this platform that you can come and watch Camel give you gems. Camel will take gems everywhere. So when you come onto my show, that's what we're gonna be doing.
Like I tried. Like the thing is, I don't see, like, if I bring you value, I have this saying, right, as well. Like, if I bring you any sort of value and you find it like very useful, don't thank me, thank God. Because somehow, some way, I was able to influence you. So for me, in my kind of way I see it, is like God used me as a vessel to prove a point, to make a message, or to change your life a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like everyone is a vessel at some point where they like speak to you, if not in a positive way. If you see it anything negative that I say, that's me. That's pure me. Like, I'm rotten to the core.
Yeah.
just human trying to basically, I'm not perfect, but I'm living my life.
Exactly.
And I can only tell you what works for me from my experience.
Yeah.
And if you find any sort of inspiration through that, happy days. Like, go pursue it. But you will never be me. So don't try to be me, try to be you.
Exactly. And the one thing about giving it all back to God is, like, when something goes wrong, you have to thank God, because anything could have happened, right? To be in a situation where you can now look back and to judge whether it was good or bad, it's a blessing. Privilege of existence exists. Like, we're not here for no reason.
You know, it's the probability of existence.
No, but I do know that it took over 1,500,000 people to bring us all here.
So the probability of existence of you existing right now is 400 trillion to 1.
I mean, like I said, bro, if you go back into your line, there's over 1 million individuals it took to bring you here.
Yeah.
That to me sounds like, what was that? 4 trillion?
400
trillion?
To 1. You can win so many lotteries in that time. And also, every single ancestor that you have has survived a battle, a warfare. Ooh. There was a brother next to him that died.
Yeah. Oh my.
And that was the last of his generation.
Last of his line.
Imagine, like, imagine me and you going to war. Yeah. You have a kid. I don't. I die.
You die at war.
That's it. Fuck. My whole generation is done.
Finished.
So
finito.
Every single person that's born now, as much as they don't feel it, they are ancestors of great warriors who allowed them to be on this. And they need to feel it within, being like, you are a warrior, you've survived so much, and now it's on you to build that platform or build a good life for your future generation.
Yeah. That drive of existing, it's like, we're here to coexist, we're here to procreate, we're here to keep living.
Yeah.
You know, we're here to pass on the fruits of that, the fruits that we grew to the next generation.
Fruits of your labor.
You see what I'm saying? You know, and that's so crazy to even imagine that. The wars, the challenges that the ancestors faced.
Like, I bring that in the gym.
God.
Like, in the gym, when I feel like I can't do no more, all I'm thinking is, like, my ancestor was like literally bleeding out and somehow ride a horse to still get laid, right, while I'm bleeding out, literally. Just for me to be here. I've got nothing to complain for. Like, this is nothing.
Literally, a couple press ups, couple pull-ups. Our ancestors didn't even know about that shit, you know? They had harder shit to deal with. And I bet you their physique were better than the physiques that we get right now. All of that shit from struggle and survival, that strength, that's like crackhead strength.
Yeah.
Because that shit will really, shit won't look like it's a lot, but get in a tussle.
They've got that hit.
Get into war.
They've got that power.
You know, get back up. If I'm bleeding out and I still need to get somewhere, best believe I'm surviving until I get there.
Yeah.
I
It's that drive within that no matter what happens to you, you will survive.
That human nature, man. That human nature, that feeling of I need to exist. That's why we can't, not to go deeper. That's why we can't really drown ourselves. You know, well, you can, but your body will always try and survive.
Yeah,
your body will because it wants to breathe.
Yeah, one thing which really I think it's an Arabic saying where if you want to kill yourself, try drowning, because the reality is you want to kill something from within. You don't want to stop existing.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes like it's trauma. It's let's say your childhood, like your mom, your dad was just absolute like assholes to you, and they were just punishing you for no reason. Like life sucks sometimes, but it's not your fault. You can still build something great from your upbringing.
You can still progress in this life. Don't cripple yourself to this one moment. You're meant to evolve. You're meant to make mistakes. You're meant to be hated. Nobody's on this earth. Look at the most perfect human was chastised, was crucified.
Yep.
Right?
The perfect is healing. He was resurrecting. He was doing everything.
They still hated this man.
Yeah.
They will hate anybody with a speck of innocence, a speck of pure energy. As far as they don't want anything from you, they just want to give you the best that they can.
And it's weird because no matter what angle you go, you can go the pure evil route or the pure good route. You're still going to be hated.
And it's the same. It's the same.
You're never going to be loved by everybody. So you might as well just be you.
You might as well just be you, because at the end of the day, the one person who's going to be facing all those mistakes is you in front of God. Nobody else is going to be in the audience. Maybe he didn't do this.
When that list comes up, like, well, my friends were doing it. You did it.
Listen, man, they'll bring them up in the court and just nobody will be witnesses, man. There's only two witnesses, you and the Lord, man.
Yeah. And then no matter how much you want to run away from it, being like, no, but I didn't know. No, but he just looks at you like, you knew, bro.
You knew.
You knew. You had the knowledge.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you had no excuse. You only had the influence to do wrong.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that you have to be able to navigate through life, whether you're in whatever space you're in. The influence to do bad will always be there. But if you know yourself, you know that the result isn't worth it.
Yeah.
You know that you rather hold back than, what's it called? Than accommodate this urge to do bad or this urge to sin. The urge to sin, it's only momentarily. Like, just look away. Walk away, bro. It's easier said than done for a reason. It's easier said than done for a reason, because the result isn't worth it. It just seems worth it for the moment.
See, there's one artist, Limo Blaze, I think, and he has a song with it's my favorite song. I don't remember the artist's names. Like, I'm terrible with names. But one of the lyrics is like, it looks enticing, but sin is a poison. Yeah. Killing you softly. Yeah. So that's one of his lyrics. And then another artist, he says, devil be talking, but I don't entertain. Yeah. And it's all about like, when you have those intrusive thoughts, when you have those thoughts of like, maybe, don't even argue. Don't just move. Just relocate. Just something else.
Just close the door. Like, don't peek through. Just close. Like, whatever's past that door was never meant for you if it was closed already. Yeah. Nobody's those. You're not that person initially. Nobody is brought up in this world full of malice. It's influenced. Yeah. It's influenced by the world. Yeah. Of course, there's no such thing as the perfect being. There's no such thing as a purely innocent being, but they're close. And they're people that discipline themselves to remain innocent, to remain themselves in a pure way so that they don't find themselves vulnerable to influence. Yeah. It's that discipline that takes you from A to B. You know this is not meant for you. You know that you believe in the good for everybody because you believe in the good for yourself. And if you believe in the faith of this man, and the faith of this man, in the faith of next man, if you believe in the faith of if you believe in your own faith, then there's no reason as to why sin is so easy to influence you. You shouldn't be so vulnerable to sin, because sin exists for everybody. Regardless of faith. Just because let's say, your sin doesn't get cancelled out because you did it to somebody, you did it to a criminal. You can't kill a criminal and be like, yeah, he's a criminal. That's calm.
Yeah.
You still have that blood on your hands. You know,
Yeah.
it's not up to you to do such things. It's your job to stay away from sin.
Yeah.
Not to validate it by saying, well, he did this, so I might as well.
And also like the whole aspect of everyone falls, everyone like falls short from the glory, but you need to be consistently working on after failing to not even allow too much hate on yourself and just move into more of a like you need to start seeking God at that point.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that can really change your heart.
Yeah.
So after failing and after failing, you always want, like, if you have already been changed with heart, you want to just hate yourself, being like, I'm so stupid. Why did I fail here? I could have done so much better. But it's a whole aspect of now you fail, seek God.
Yeah.
You come better.
Yeah.
Like you're doing push-ups, you fail on number 10, go do push-ups again.
Yeah.
You fail on number 15, go do push-ups again. Go do push-ups again. Okay, rest, come back, go do push-ups again.
Yeah.
And consistently keep going with that discipline.
Yeah.
And you'll be blessed.
Yeah. It's one thing that I usually say is like, don't be sorry, just do better.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need your apology. I just need you to do better because mistakes happen all the time. But I need you to learn from that and then excel what you came up to the result you came to. Do better. You know, that's how you make up for things. It's not feeling bad, but you have to feel those things, of course. You have to feel like you're not shit. You have to feel shit at times. But if nothing comes out of it, the only thing you were good at is beating yourself up.
Yeah.
You actually didn't accomplish it.
Yeah, don't seek feelings of like being happy all the time. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Be content. Be just happy with your circumstances that you're alive and just keep fighting even if you feel like you're empty inside.
Yeah.
Like you gotta keep fight. That's the pain. Where like the worst of the worst, you don't feel nothing. You feel so far from God. You feel empty inside, and you still gotta get up and do your best to be good and also give glory back to God.
Give glory.
Because over time you're gonna get healed. Time heals everything.
Everything, and you have to. I feel like with your journey, it's like if you don't acknowledge God in every journey you have, whether just whatever it may be,
he'll be knocking at your door,
and something will remind you to just take a moment and put it all into paper, put it all into prayer, and just thank him.
Yeah,
because all the small wins, they add up, and if you're not taking account for, if you're not giving him account for, if you're not taking account for, you know, the time that you put in with him, then all the things that you want, it will be taken from you. I think that's why I say, if you can't take account for giving it to him, giving it back to him, as far as giving him the gratitude as you made it this far, you've been given the strength to make this happen, the effort to put these thoughts into action. If you can't give it back to God, the things that you actually want in life will be taken from you.
Yeah,
you know, because the value of that surpasses what the value of the actual thing that you're heading towards is. The relationship with God is everything.
Yeah,
you know, your dynamic with God says a lot about the dynamic you have with your money, your dynamic you have with your creativity, your friends, your platforms. You have to be open, not just with your audience, but with yourself. And being honest, being open with yourself means you're allowing God inside.
yeah,
You know, you're allowing yourself to be fully like transparent. You know, because all of these things come with stress. All of these things come with sacrifices, right? But nobody sacrificed more. You know, these is just something that we have to do in order to reach a certain point in our life. But our life has always had one constant thing, and that's God.
Yeah. Like one thing which I really got, the one lesson that I've learned this year is the story of Job, right? Where he's going through all this pain, all this suffering, and everything is going wrong in him. And yet in the story, he says, it's mentioned that Job is a man. I'll be paraphrasing once again, but like Job is a man for God's heart, right? After God's heart. And all he does is kind of like even complains to God, being like, why was I even born? Like, it would be better for me not to exist, to then experience this suffering, right? What have I done that was so wrong? And for me, the lesson that I've learned from that is, even if you're going through tough times, you're going through the worst of the worst, keep the dialogue open with God.
Yeah.
And just talk your feelings,
Yeah.
even if it is like you it's scary to be talking to like being aggressive or like even sad or depressing, like talking to God, being like feeling so ungrateful. But after releasing that energy to God, all of a sudden you have that little piece of like, okay, I feel everything's going to be okay now.
Absolutely.
Because you talked it out.
Yeah.
To someone who's always looking out for you.
And someone's always listening too. Imagine having this conversation with somebody who wants to help and who is going to help even without you asking, and them just they're witnessing you do everything but involve them.
Yeah.
You know, it hurts. It's like keeping something from your mom. She's like, well, why would you do such a thing? All I want is the best for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's the exact same. It's the exact same situation. You know, the greatest intention can only come from those that you don't see.
Yeah, it's like the dad that told the kid multiple times, "You're gonna trip, you're gonna trip, you're gonna trip." He's not listening. He lets him trip, but in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
And then when he's fallen, scraped his knee, crying, he's waiting for him to come to him. And then when he does, everything's gonna be okay.
I told you so.
And healing takes time.
I told you, it's just that soft. I told you so. It's not I told you so you didn't do it. So I told you because I knew you'd come back to me for this help.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that. You should always need God. You know, if there's ever a moment where you feel like you could go without him, you're in the wrong place.
Oh yeah.
You're in the wrong place, man.
Honestly, like when the time's gonna come when we're gonna be able to like do a switch together. I've got so many artists which spit like facts when it comes to God.
Yeah.
And there's such a vibe as well. Like I love Afrobeat music. I love it. I love like nice like upbeat music that keeps you constantly in a mood.
Yeah.
And when I was listening to like worship music, a lot of the time it's something to kind of it's something you hear in a church, right? So it is something that I liked, but also like I was so focused on trying to get, let's say, the Drake or the J Hus, you know, being like that kind of music. I was looking for it, but now the community, the artists have grown so much that you can find exactly what you're looking for. That is also following your principles.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not sacrificing your principle just for that pleasure.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's also like you don't want to hear something that will lead you away, like the sin. So you're listening to music like from Cardi B, and your thoughts are going somewhere, and you're like,
you're subconsciously arguing with yourself because you can't entertain yourself with this music and not expect it to influence you.
Yeah.
You know, you're rewiring yourself. All of this entertainment is just programming.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that we watch as well. Like, it's important that we actually focus on what we're feeding our brains, what we're feeding our souls, because all of this stuff will show in the way we live. You know, the type of people that we're around. Your circle says a lot about you. You know, so do your major influences, your music, the taste that you have in culture. Like, what exactly do you put value into? What influences you to show up for yourself? Yeah. Like, how do you show up for yourself? How do you show yourself? How do you dress? How do you represent yourself? How do you represent the what's it called? The issues of others. If you do it with tenacity, if you do it with a cowardness, like, that will stand out to people. And it'll also stand out to yourself because you'll understand, like, maybe you're not fit for this purpose, maybe you're fit for this purpose.
Yeah.
But essentially, for me, what I've noticed is if for example, let me not go too far attention before I lose my point. If, for example, right, I'm in a situation where people, I'm influenced by, I say I'm influenced by a song, right? A song has been playing in my head for the past week, and now I'm almost controlled by this song. I know that if I play the song, I'm be in a good mood. You know, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what song to play, get me up. Any other song will put me in a bad mood, or I'll just be like, I don't want to hear that shit. Next.
I've got 4 songs like that right now. For the past week, I was just replaying the same songs.
You just replay. It's what are they called? Earwigs. They're just stuck there, right? They hooked onto your soul for this time because they're speaking to you. They're speaking to who you are right now, you know? And these things that we tend to carry on, we tend to carry with us for a long time, right? They bring us back to that moment that we first heard them and that influence that it gives us. Because a lot of the times when we're digesting these things like music, lyrics, movies, we're digesting what they're putting in front of us, you know? there's a lot of like conspiracy jargon that I use, like television, tell lies to your vision. It's like we're watching these people enact certain situations, events. We're not supposed to believe these people. We're not in terms of we believe the story, but we're not supposed to believe that these are the people that are going through it.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to believe that the scripts, the what's it called? The script, the board, the story actually evolved in this way. We're meant to take concept alone and let it go. But with things that interest us and with things that stick with us, we tend to let them influence us for a long time because we deep down accept it into our reality. Like, I wouldn't be cool if listening to Cardi B talking about all the stuff that she talk about if I accepted that into my life. Like, Cardi B could come right here and do all the stuff that she was talking about, and I'd be fine with it because I listen to her music talking about it, and I'm fine with that. But deep down, if I know that that's not something that I would accept in my own life, I wouldn't listen to Cardi B.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't accept her being here doing all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, not to say I hate Cardi B, but, you know, just using her as an example, you know,
Yeah.
there are boundaries to be put in terms of what you digest and how it influences you, because you can't be naive to you can't be naive to the world, because the world is always out to get you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and especially when it comes to media, when it comes to the majority of industries, really, like, the intentions are never really in your favor. Music is one of those mediums that have that very dark essence around it. Whether you're talking about the industry, whether you're talking about individuals, it's not usually just the content that you're digesting. The process, the behind the scenes are just as demonic as sometimes what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear stories about what's going on in America with the music industry, the stuff that Prince, Whitney Houston, Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson, obviously, all the stuff that they were warning us about, then all the people that turned on them, like turned against them for, all the stuff that's getting released to us now, you realize, like, none of this shit is coming from God. None of this shit is coming from the purity and the love for what we think we're getting.
Yeah.
We love this song for how it makes us feel. They didn't make this song out of love for the song. A lot of times it's been castrated. It's been directed that way.
It's also like sometimes you have a memory linked to that song.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I got told by one of my employees a couple of months ago, where she basically I recorded a clip and I got her to edit it. We haven't posted it, but I recorded it. It was a rant, kind of. I was driving the car, and she said, "I loved what you said, but I don't like one aspect." And I was like, "What is it?" And she said, "I don't like the fact that you really like destroyed the brand of McDonald's. Like, I told him it's a bad company, it's bad product, la di da di da." Like, I was very like aggressive regarding that. And the reason for that, I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Because there's gonna be some people that met the love of their life in McDonald's. There's gonna be some people that ran to McDonald's to get the chicken nuggets when they were running away from home, and that was their safe space." And I realized, like, that even when a company, like, it's not the healthiest when it comes to like food, but even a company or music that could be or completely like negative could still have a positive impact on someone's life, because they might have heard it and that could be their escape. That could be the moment they first met.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It hit me when she said that. I was like reading it and I was like, wow, okay.
It's full of nothing but truth, though, because imagine you can attach that concept to a lot of what we experience. Like, even now, it's like we can't really disagree with what we're doing because we heard the backstory of how this place even started to come up. Maybe think about the systems we live in today. A lot of them were built off of slavery. A lot of them were built off of genocide. With that being said, are we going to deny the experiences that we go through each day because of that? Are we going to say, fuck that? Because that stuff is also, like, it's got me to be able to do this podcast with you today, Cameron.
Yeah.
You know, things didn't need to go that way, but at the same time, it happened and I'm now here being able to reflect on the time I wasn't even around.
Yeah.
But I'm doing so much better than they are and that I could have been doing at that time.
It happened. And it's painful, and it's important to know your history so you don't you're not doomed to repeat it. But at the same time, like, you can't do anything about the past. So let's build a better future, because the
Let's build
future
it.
looks bright with the people that are building it.
Absolutely. There needs to be pioneers of something, you know. Or like there's only a handful of people that can call themselves pioneers for a reason. You know, it's those people that really do step outside the box. The people that consider themselves niche, but realistically they're catering to everybody in the world.
Yeah.
They just don't know it yet. You know, the smart people. It's like there's this guy on Instagram. This 21-year-old. Got his name. He currently developed a way of processing plastic into fuel, into diesel. I think it's called pyrolysis or something, the process. And obviously, he's through his testing and through his process, he's able to refine plastic into diesel. Plastic diesel is what he calls it. He's running chainsaws, he's running trucks off of this refined form of diesel. That in itself, he can call himself a pioneer because his process might not have been original, but it's got him the result in order to help a bunch of people, help the environment at that as well, because he's taking something unrenewable like plastic. You can reuse it if you put it down, but I think you can reuse plastic. You can melt plastic down, right?
But let's
put
say
it into diesel.
He's saving like there's a big chunk in the ocean of the junk.
Yeah,
so
the size of California.
So he's still making a positive impact, you know, and he's probably had many failed attempts before he reached that.
The idea is probably not his, but it's coming to a place where he can do the most with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, with that concept, it's like a lot of the things that we're exposed to nowadays, they may not have come from the best places, but the way that we use them can put our trajectory on a different level.
Yeah.
You know, just these microphones alone, you know, what it took to make them. We need to go further than that process in order to take us where we need to go.
Yeah, the microphones, headphones, computer, cameras,
phone, tripod,
everything,
cameras, monitor, you know, all these small things we can't take for granted. You know, thankfully, by the grace of God, we're accessible to all these things. You know, we're able to put ourselves on the platform. We're able to put ourselves in a position where people can now view us doing something with things that they can also have access to. You know, it's just about the idea and how you represent the idea. You know, if you represent that tripod as this tripod came from a country ridden with fleas, measles, and all this stuff, people are not gonna fuck with it. You know, it's like your friend. You can't trash on McDonald's because it's giving so many people a safe space. Yeah. But also, McDonald's pollutes 1,000 millions of bodies of water.
Like, would I consume it? No.
No.
Right? It's a lie. Like every now and then, like it's people in my circle that like it, and I go there as like a kind of because I want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
But overall, if I had to choose, I'm not choosing that as a food.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's one of those things. It's like it's an institute now.
Yeah.
It's an institution. You can't, as an individual, you can't go against an institution.
Yeah.
Because for one, you're not just going against the person who owns the company. You're going against all the different branches. Now, McDonald's is one of those companies that have millions of branch managers, branch owners. They've got, I think in Leicester, it's Fraser or Angus. He owns one of the branches out in Netherhall, and he owns the one in town on Market Street. He obviously has no shares in McDonald's at all. But the actual branch, the actual restaurant itself, allows him to reap some of the benefit of the income from it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not his fault that McDonald's is so big. It's his fault that McDonald's is doing so well that he gets paid.
He's capitalizing. You
know, and it's his fault that obviously that McDonald's is doing so well that it's there all year. Yeah. It's open all year round. It's able to accommodate so many people. It's able to be in center of the city where the foot traffic is at the highest at all times.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing. Like, you cannot change the past, or you cannot change like big corporations. But what you can do is you can start with your circle, start small, create like an impact, and then that impact could change the world.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of just starting small. Like, if you start taking care of your health, people are going to notice that you're looking healthy, so they're going to be asking, and then people around you are going to start taking care of their health. Yeah. And every single person has that circle around them, that inner circle. So it's a matter of that butterfly effect.
Yeah.
That small actions can lead to massive changes if a lot of people are doing those small actions.
Small actions go a long way, man.
Yeah.
small actions go a long way. There's one thing about the industry that's changing for the world is this involvement with artificial intelligence. A lot of people they're scared, they're misinformed in terms of where artificial intelligence is going. And it's obvious, people forgetting that we all watch The Matrix, we all know Terminator,
Yep.
We all know these things. We know iRobot, we see all these depictions of artificial intelligence, robots, future technology, all this stuff. And we understand that this is only an option because humans are involved.
Yeah.
If artificial intelligence had come about any other form, for example, humans, I'd imagine we are also a form of artificial intelligence. The true intelligence is the Lord himself. We're not even a part of that, But if artificial intelligence had come in a different way or started on a different aspect, it probably wouldn't be seen in such a way. It's only because humans have been able to, I think, they've been able to profit off of negativity, that the idea of artificial intelligence now has been so miscrewed. Now it's like people should be scared for their jobs. Of course, some people should be scared for their jobs, especially in the industry you work in. If you work in IT, it might be raps for you, But if you work somewhere like the hospital, if you like somebody that does trade, why are you worrying about AI?
Yeah.
Why are you worrying about robots? Worry about your own business. Worry about your business. Worry about how you can trade, how you can take your trade further, how you can develop your skills.
Evolve
with the times. AI can only do so much for humans as much as humans want to do for AI. AI is not a perfect thing. It will never be perfect, right? The developers of AI I feel like they were on a mission to replicate God in terms of you have this entity now that is so all-knowing, so omnipotent, where it's everywhere because it runs on the cloud, And I was watching this video. It's like on that topic where developers of AI are trying to replicate God. All of the servers run on something called the cloud. Who else sits on clouds? The Lord himself. Nobody else lives in the clouds. So that's where all of our information from the internet is stored upon the cloud. Obviously, artificial intelligence, you can go to it, ask it questions. It can give you advice. It can show you where things are. Half of this shit it may or may not be valid, but it can be a source of information.
Yeah.
That is the only way I feel like artificial intelligence should be seen, because outside of that, it's really just movie depictions, confusing people on what to expect.
Yeah.
But into terms of like the small actions thing, people need to start utilizing these resources as they can, because once they're privatized, it's over. For one, all of us, because if you're able to watch this video, you're probably not a billionaire. You're probably not part of the 1%, who doesn't need it.
You never know. We're looking for sponsors.
I mean, listen, if any of the 1% want to sponsor me, they can write me a good, healthy check at Coots London. I bank with Coots, so please hit me up. It's a branch of NatWest. Please let me know. If any of the 1% want to sponsor, go ahead. But those who don't have access to, let's say, the world's resources, if you don't have access to the finest of, let's say, fuel, gems, diamonds, transport, bunkers, let's say all the things that you would have to have if you were rich, none of that stuff really matters in terms of how far AI can go. Because they're building all this stuff to get rid of the need for humans, to get rid of labor, to get rid of all this human interaction. Because even when I see in America, now we're going, okay, now I should have done a disclaimer. Now I'm just talking about conspiracies now. Right?
No, like the thing is, I see AI as more, at the moment, I see it as a tractor. So when the tractor came, people that were mowing the field by themselves, they lost a job.
Yeah.
When TV came, radio hosts lost a job. When like social media came, a lot of TV shows failed and they lost their jobs. It's on us to adapt and to figure it out, as well as like humans are the most adaptable individuals on the planet. So the moment, let's say, like every single movie, even like iRobot, Terminator, and things like that, you can see that even if worst comes to worst, we are taken over, right?
We will still prevail.
We will still prevail because there is something within us, that soul, that fire within us, that no matter how little chance we have to win, we still believe we're going to win.
Yeah.
And that perseverance is what allows us to succeed and to be on the top of the food chain. When we were chasing mammoths, they were running, we would run for days.
Yeah.
There's people that are able to run for days non-stop because they have that perseverance within them. AI is powered by electricity. It's powered, let's say it takes over, goes to hydrogen, whatever it goes to. We have that power to consistently keep going at it.
That's
That
true.
underdog story is living with every single one of us. So no matter what happens, we will be able to prevail.
It's that air we breathe, man. It's that air we breathe. We're still electrical beings. Like, don't get it twisted. Biologically, we're still electrical beings, but without the air that God puts into our lungs, we are nothing. Like, we don't function.
Yeah.
You know, without the electrical current in our hearts, we are nothing. You know, these technologies that we're now facing with its AI, which is whether it's the VR, whatever it may be, they're all powered from an external source. They can't outlast human life.
Yeah.
And they also can't take over.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, they need to be run by something. You know, it's the same thing as us. If there's no wind, if there's no sun, we're finished. You know, it's the same thing with the AI thing. It's the same with the internet. Without the links of these servers, without the cables that they run in the ocean, we're not connected as we think we are. You know, there's always that factor that you can't eliminate for the concept to remain true. And I think, for one, I feel like the response to AI has been fear-mongered. I think people have been led to be fearful of AI because of how quick it's evolving. But when you realize how far humans have come in general, this is just a very small part of where we're going.
I love the fact that people are afraid of an AI evolving, even though from like 100 of years ago, we didn't even able to learn like fly. No, wait, 100 years ago, we flew planes.
Yeah.
Barely. But 100 years before that, we didn't even understand what flying was.
Bro, a lot of people were on boats. They didn't realize, like, they built their boats from wood. Have you seen the oceans?
Mad.
They have only got account of all the boats that they found or made back. There are still millions of fleets of ships in the ocean of millions of people who did not make it back.
Yeah, one-way trip.
One-way trip. You don't realize how far we've evolved. We've made so many mistakes. We've surpassed the technologies that we thought were the pinnacle, just to now evolve even further. AI, I think AI has obviously been fear-mongered because it doesn't rely on interaction. It just builds its database through the servers and learning from our engines, our cookies, and all these things.
Yeah.
But for one, you shouldn't be worried about that because it doesn't take anything away from your information. It's just how you use it. Obviously, when people get into these conspiracies and they try and relate their life trajectory to, let's say, somebody who's a CEO. A CEO probably won't use AI. They'll probably invest into it, as they all are now. They're all investing into AI warfare. But if you relate your life to that, of course you're going to be scared because you feel like you're missing out. But the thing is, what they do in these industries now is that they produce a product on consumer levels, so that we can still obtain some of the processes and efforts that this AI thing can do. You want to generate an idea, go to AI. That's fine. But the ideas we put into AI are the ones that you're generating.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like there's always going to be a middleman into any idea. You know, you just can't be scared of it anymore. And I think that's where I was leading with. I'm trying to think of where I was leading to. But yeah.
It's a trend. Like, even remember NFTs.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing ever,
God.
people investing millions, and now it's gone.
And now it's gone. The one thing that surpassed all of it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still here, guys.
Yeah. Invest in Bitcoin.
It's not going anywhere. It's actually not going. But we'll be talking about this on another day. ETH is where you want to be.
There's a lot more things we can talk about. Like, we can go for hours after hours. Right?
ETH, guys. Ethereum.
This is not a financial
advice.
advice.
Please, disclaimer, please go seek financial advice from a professional. Do not listen to us here on the Good Man Before Billions podcast. Please do not take any advice or information you see. Literally, please make your own research at all times. We are not here to give you any ideas. We're just here to simply invite you in our conversation.
Yeah. Give you some entertainment, education.
That's it.
Now, thank you once again for coming onto the show. I would love for you to be like on here for hours and hours. But what I want to do is I want this to be more of the next time we can see each other, we can be on your platform. Yeah. And then you'll be able to kind of carry on the conversation. Yeah. On your platform.
On my platform.
So if you enjoyed the show and if you enjoyed the actual like conversation, you definitely need to tune in to Twitch.
Twitch.tv at /Franizzlemanizz.
Everything is going to be in the description. If you are enjoying this kind of podcast stuff, we're going to be doing it once a week. So do check it out for many different guests. Yes. And yeah, I have a final gift for you,
Oh my God. First of all, thank you, Camille. It has surprised me, the questions that you have. This guy has done his research, guys, because I've had to think about Clinton Jones, who I have not thought about in the past 3 years, right? Thank you for doing your research, and thank you for hosting this episode, man. Thank you for having me.
It's on my pleasure, and I've decided, because I've done my research, I've decided to go pop into the shops before and bring you your favorite snack.
Oh my God, boy. This guy I'm gonna be watching this on the train, man. Yo, you know what, yeah? These are my guilty pleasure. Should I tell you why? Yeah, because they taste good, but they run you wicked later, man. They're like a natural laxative. So if you got constipation, peanuts, any sort of nut and grain, yo, thank you so much, bro.
No, like if it's wrong, let me know. My reason might be wrong, but I know
I keep these with me, bro. Like I actually keep these with me. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm hoping you'll enjoy this, and thank you once again for being on the show.
No, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for all you do, especially in our community. Thank you for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned for more episodes. This has been Before Billions with the host.
Before Billions. I couldn't have said it better, but yeah, like you said. Like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Watch us wherever we're going to be, and see you soon.
God bless.
That's it.
Oh my God. Bro.
Did you enjoy it?
Bro, I had a blast. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you about my love and shame.